Hey everybody. Well, I normally don't do pre-videos to videos, but I thought I would on this one. This video you're getting ready to watch is kind of a unique situation. I was out at that house on a Sunday, and the unit was freezing up. It was a unit that I just put in last year, and I had changed the TXV about a month after I put it in. The guy called me and said, hey, my unit's frozen up. So I went out that Sunday, and it showed every classic sign of a bad TXV. I told him about the TXV problem we had with the rust inhibitor. He understood, even though I'd already put a TXV in it last year, he still understood. He said, just do what you got to do. So we left the air conditioner off for that day. And then when I came back the next day, I just went ahead and started putting ACReNew in it without checking it again. And the pressures didn't show the classic TXV symptoms of a stuck valve due to the rust inhibitor. But the day before it did. Now this is the second TXV that has happened on. Last year I did another unit, brand new install, changed the TXV in. About 3 weeks later he called me back, hey, this thing's freezing up again. And I go out to the guy's house, it was running perfectly. So I don't know if maybe some oil's getting stuck in there or what's happening, but this makes the second TXV that it's happened to. So on the last one, as you see in the video, I just went ahead and added the ACReNew. My subcooling was dead on, but my superheat was still really high during the video, and you'll see that. But the guy has not called me back. It's been 3 weeks since I actually added the ACReNew. I just felt like I needed to explain what was going on in the video prior to the video, so you would kind of understand as you was watching. I'm still getting a couple bad TXVs from last year, even the ones that I've already changed. Some of them are calling back and saying they're freezing up, and I know some other guys have experienced it, and you know, we're not alone. It just sucks that Copeland's not taking responsibility for the whole deal and paying us more labor allowance, because it really does take money out of our pocket, because we are going back for a little bit of nothing, because most likely, you know, unless you're keeping ACReNew on the truck, you're having to go back 2 times. And it really does suck. Sometimes you're going to have to go back more than that, because you have to go back and check and make sure everything was alright. So, you know, shame on you, Copeland. Other than that, enjoy the video. I shot about 3 weeks ago. I wasn't going to load it up, but it does show how to install the ACReNew for you guys that don't know or kind of confused about it. But it really does work. Y'all have a good one. Day, night, evening, whatever time you're watching it. See ya. Bye.
What's up, y'all? Well, we're on one of my little ICPs I put in last year, and I actually came back last year and changed the TXV as part of the TXV debacle that we all went through last year. And the guy called and said that he called me this year and said, hey, my unit's not working again. And I said, okay. So I come out here yesterday, TXV stuck again. So we're going to go over the procedure to add ACReNew to the system. We kind of did it the other day, but it really didn't show where you put your hoses and that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to do today. So this is the injector tool. The top just unscrews from it, just like so. I've already opened the top of the can. I'll show you that here in a second, because it's kind of a pain to open up, but we're going to hold that between my legs while I open this thing up. Okay, so what you want to do is go ahead and pour the whole 4-ounce bottle Alright, so we got the whole 4 ounce bottle into the injector tool. And you put the little cap on it. Like so. Just like so. So we got that in there now. Make sure both ends are tight, and they are. And then here's what you want to do. You need a hose with a ball valve on each side, just like so. And you want to take and attach one of them. I was here yesterday, so I didn't put the caps on that tight, but I guess I did. Alright, so you want to put one of these hoses on here, like so, on the high side, just like so, and you bleed it off, like so, and we'll attach it to that in just a second. Then what you do is you take your low side hose, like so, and you attach it to your low side. Then you attach it to your low side port. Okay. Make sure your high side is closed off all the way. Then what you want to do is take your charging hose. Take your charging hose. Good catch, huh? And take your charging hose and close the valve. And purge it out. Okay, we got it purged out now. Well, then what you do, just like before, just like I showed before, kind of open your valve just a tad bit so it's bleeding out of there. Screw it on the one side, close it off, finish screwing it up, and then come to the other side. Do the same thing. Crack your valve just a little bit so you're purging it so as not to let air into the little injector tool. Okay, so we got that. Now the homeowner is not here, so I'm going to call him right quick, tell him to turn the air conditioning on, and then once the air is on, then I'll inject it. Alright, so the homeowner is at work. He's got a Wi-Fi stat, so he went ahead and turned it on for me. So what we're going to do is this is our high side, this hose right here. What we're going to do is we're going to open it up, and then we're going to take our low side, feeding the low side. We're going to open it up. And what that does is the high side pressure is now pushing the ACReNew through here, through the gauges, and into the system on the low side. And then so I'm going to do a little more, make sure I got all this stuff out of there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this setup off, and I'm going to put the smart tool on there so we can watch the pressures change and see if the ACReNew worked or not. So I'm going to go ahead and get it set up, and we'll just go from there. When I showed up here yesterday, I had a 69-pound suction pressure. I forget exactly where I was on my high side, but I forget what my subcooling was, but I condemned it. I know I condemned it, and that's what I'm doing here today. So we're going to see what happens with the ACReNew. After about 20 minutes of running, we have a 117 suction pressure, 347 head, and it was at 365 a while ago. At 10 degree subcooler and 44.8 superheat. So I'm gonna watch it a little bit longer, see what happens with our pressures and our temperatures. It is 90 degrees inside the house, so we're gonna see what happens using the ACReNew. I'm starting to notice the difference because a while ago, like I said, it was 365. As you can see, we're up there close to perfect. Alright, so here's where we're going to just leave it right here. It's 89 degrees inside the house. I just talked to the homeowner. He's at work, of course. He looked on his phone. So it's still pretty warm in the house. But he said it has dropped a couple degrees since we've been here. So we're just going to leave it at these pressures here. We was at 375 when we first started. I can't remember what the suction pressure was, but this is a lot better than what it was yesterday when I was out here. I wish I could remember what all the pressures were. I just so wore out yesterday that I was just like, dude, got a bad TXV, and I'll be back with some ACReNew tomorrow. And so we're just going to leave it just as is.